Hi and welcome to another Free.volous webisode. Today I'm bringing you an up close and personal on the Cover FX Power Play foundation. You know I'm always on the hunt for my perfect foundation, but on my journey I'll let you know what I think about each and every foundation I try. I'm going to do about a 10-hour test on it and I'll show you how it looks on me, and maybe you can take some notes for you from that. Let's start with the facts. The price of this foundation, at least in Beauty Bay, which is where I found it a bit more affordable, is €42.50 for 35 mils. So this has a little bit more product than most foundation packaging, or most foundations. They have a color range of 40 shades with neutrals, pinks, goldens, and a couple of olives which have a plus sign next to the sign, next to the number. So mine, for instance, is G40 plus. So mine is the golden 40 with olive undertones. The availability of this product, you can find it if you have Cover FX in your country. You can find it, of course, in a counter, but if you don't, it is widely available online. Also, this is a cruelty-free and vegan product, and Cover FX is cruelty-free overall. It is talc-free, oil-free, fragrance-free, paraben-free, gluten-free, phthalates-free, and mineral oil-free. And it is not, as I said, since it's fragrance-free, it is not scented. Ingredients of concern: this has dimethicone way up high. It's a second ingredient. So if you have any allergy or reaction to dimethicone silicones, I do, you should be wary of that. I try to use primers and things like that to create a barrier, but anyway, keep that in mind. It also has, quite high up on the list, a couple of quite occlusive ingredients. So I don't know, it may cause breakouts to some people that are more prone to that from occlusive products. As always, what makes me break out may be wonderful for your skin and vice versa, so we'll never know. What are the claims? Oh, all of them. So let's see. It's a modern matte finish, okay. It is weightless but with medium to full coverage. It is sweat proof. It is all day wear, so very long wearing. It has shine control ingredients in it, environmental protection, it blurs imperfections, it is not drying despite having the oil control thingy in there, it is transfer proof, and it is meant for combo to oily skins. Really high expectations regarding this one. So this has a target niche of people, combo and oily. I'm combo to oily in the summer, so perfect for me. So let's start with the application, and today I'm going to use a primer on one side of my face so that we can see the difference, if there is any, and I'm going to use from their own line, the Cover FX. This is the mattifying primer with anti-acne treatment, so this has salicylic acid. When it comes to the antioxidants or environmental protection, I noticed a couple of skincare ingredients, but quite low on the list. I can't say if they will do anything or not, but it would be an added bonus. This does not have SPF, in case you're wondering. I don't have any problem with flashback because I don't do flash photography in life, but you may. I have two huge blemishes that I've naughtily have been having a fight with, let's say. So these two will probably look really patchy, or, you know, most likely the foundation will not adhere to them, but I won't fault the foundation. I really blame myself. It comes in this really small dinky bottle. I like it. It's plastic. The plastic itself may be a little bit tricky to squeeze out, but anyway. And it comes out in this quite thicker kind of formula. And as usual, you know me, I'm going to apply it onto my skin, on the areas where I need extra, or where I need the coverage, and then I'll blend it out from there with a brush. But the first application is with my fingers. Okay, so this is one layer. It went on really smoothly. It was easy to blend out, but you can still see the pigment on the face. It's quite seamless. It looks like skin. It's still setting for now, so it feels slightly tacky to the touch. And it has covered most of my redness. It feels a bit like the Synchro Skin in the sense that you don't see it sitting on the skin, but it has added coverage and evenness to my skin, which is really beautiful. I would say this is a light to medium sort of stage of coverage. For someone who doesn't have anything to cover, this would be medium to full. But for me, I still have some things showing through some of my scars. So I'm going to go with another layer on some of the areas that need a bit more attention. This little bit more, and then I'm going to take it directly on the brush and stipple it. And you would think that this foundation was too light for me. I did. This does not match the G40 that I have in another foundation and the click sticks or the cover sticks, but it blends beautifully with my neck, so I'm not mad about it. I probably, if I like this one, I would get the G50 plus for my summer look. Now I'm just, instead of sort of brushing it down in a way, I'm patting the foundation on the areas where I need coverage, and it's looking really nice. So this is it with one layer and then adding coverage where I need it, and it looks beautiful up close. It doesn't look like anything is sitting on my skin except for the two big blemishes that are basically scabby. Apart from that, it looks like there's nothing on my skin, and it has a natural matte finish. I wouldn't say this looks like that kind of weird matte that makes you look really flat. It is matte, but it's not dead matte. It's one of those really elegant finishes, I would say. It looks like my skin is healthy, but it's not dewy. It blended really well. The color match is great, but that goes to each person. Of course, with 40 shades, it's a bit more easy to find your own match. It still feels a little bit tacky to the touch for now. I'm going to do the rest of my makeup off camera, but for now, let me just show you the time. It's 11:26 a.m. and as you know, I like to leave this on for at least 10 hours, so it's 1 hour commute in the morning, 8 hours of work, and 1 hour commute in the evening. That's my minimum for something to hold on. I'll be back in a bit. So here we are, my makeup is done, and my first impressions have been really good regarding the foundation. It does have sort of a matte kind of finish, slightly on the verging on the satin side, but nothing too dewy at all. It is basically a matte foundation. It has medium-high coverage with just the tiniest amount of product without looking at all heavy on the skin. It looks gorgeous. It's one of those that really blended into my skin and made it look smoother instead of just sitting on it, you know, and I really appreciate it. It doesn't feel sticky now that I have powdered it. It needed the tiniest amount of powder to set, but I'm always afraid of transferring, especially on this area, because of, you know, and coats and all of that, because it's still overcast here. I don't know what happened to the good weather we are famous for. It feels extremely lightweight. It doesn't feel like I have anything on my skin. I was really surprised on how it covered these big red blemishes that are slightly textured. So I was thinking nothing would stick to them at this point, but it did, and it's looking pretty even, and it looks like an old scar. I think this will look dry at the end of the day, but for now it gave me really good, nice smoothing coverage, which is something I don't always see from this kind of silicone heavy foundations. And it hasn't, as far as I can tell, oxidized. So yeah, this is how it looks from afar. You'll have seen the up close footage. It's 11:30. I need to go get to work, and I'll see you in a bit. Hey everybody, so it's been 3 hours since I've applied my makeup, and here we are. I have to say, after switching off my camera and all of that, I applied an extra bit of a glowy blusher, the one from Essence I really love, and my lipstick has faded because, you know, dubbing. But other than that, my foundation is still going really strong. I have a bit of creasing over here, but by this time usually I have foundation inside the creases of my face and barely anywhere else, so this is looking good. I have a bit of smudging underneath my eyes, but that has nothing to do with the foundation, it's just me. But anyway, this is the check-in for now. I'll see you in a bit. Oh, I forgot my phone. It's 9:43. Can you see it? You have to trust me. Here I am, it's the end of the day. It's been a bit over 10 hours with my foundation on, and as you can see, it doesn't look too shabby, does it? Yeah, I know I've been leaning my head on my hand a bit, and I've worn headphones today because I was dubbing, so this area here is a bit worse for wear, but you can see that I still have highlighter, bronzer, my sort of shiny blusher that I applied after turning off my camera, sorry. It's still, everything is still on my face. I still have coverage, it's still quite even, and it has faded, yes, but it has faded with a lot of dignity, a lot more dignity than usual, I would say. I have a couple of areas where I have some dryness enhanced, but you may remember I had a scabby, or a couple of scabby zits or blemishes here, and a bit of a drier chin, so that's more than normal in my opinion. It doesn't enhance, you know, dryness in the way that other foundations have, and it has left a little bit of that sort of powdery residue on my jawline the most, but overall, again, comparing to other foundations with similar kind of claims and formulations, not as bad, and definitely not noticeable if I'm, I don't know, 50 centimeters away from somebody. So unless I go and squeeze my face against the mirror, I won't be able to see it. So let's go through the claims so that I don't take a lot of your time. The modern matte finish for sure, and it stays matte throughout the whole day. You may have noticed on my check-in that I had a bit of shine going through on this area here. I had been in the studio for a few hours, and it was quite hot when I got back to my car, and I was sweating a bit. The thing is, the foundation, after I cooled down, after a few minutes, it went back to its original shape without separating, which is for me essential. So if you like the modern matte finish, this keeps the modern matte finish. Weightless, yes, it is weightless. I have not felt foundation on my skin the whole day. It felt like nothing even when I touch it, and it didn't feel itchy either. So nice. Full coverage. I believe you can build it to a higher coverage. I don't know about the full. I'm very pleased with the one thin layer all over my face and then stippling product where I need extra coverage. So I didn't feel the need to build it up, and I didn't try to do that. But I can say that the coverage that it gives really does sort of even out your skin tone. Really beautiful. Being sweat proof, as I said, it sort of adjusted when I was sweating on my face. So in a way it is sweat proof because it doesn't break down when you're sweating on your face. So nice. All day wear, I would say, you know me, I'm the one whose face starts eating foundation after 3 or 4 hours. That's when my foundation starts to break down and look grubby, and it's not. It's looking really nice. I still have coverage on my face, visible coverage. So it is a long wearing foundation, even for my standards. Shine control. Well, I would say because it keeps its integrity and the matte kind of finish once you dry out from the oils, I would say yes, it can adjust. But I wouldn't say I felt I was less shiny today than other days, even though I had the mattifying primer on one side. Side note, I didn't notice any difference with primer, without primer, on the longevity of the foundation. I felt that this area looked more smooth upon application, but that was that. But yes, when it comes to shine control, I wouldn't say that I felt less oily today, but it wasn't an incredibly hot day. It was warm for a while, but yeah. Environmental protection. I don't know. Blurring imperfections. Yes, it does even out your skin. It doesn't enhance your pores, so I would say it does give a little bit of a smoothing effect without being too much or feeling slippery like those silicone primers. No drying. Yeah, I can't say it feels drying on the skin. My skin never felt tight or anything like that, and at the same time, yes, it ended up sticking to some areas that were dry, but they were previously dry. It's nothing that has come up throughout the day because of the foundation. Sometimes you find out that you have dry patches that you didn't know you had, but yeah, what I think is that I already had some drier areas and the pigment sticks to those, but it doesn't enhance it too much, so nice. Transfer proof. I would say this is quite transfer proof. First thing, of course, if you keep rubbing your face against your hands like me, you will lose coverage on those areas. But if you're not rubbing your face, you know, or keeping it in contact with pillows or your hands for a long time, it stays very well, and when you touch it, there's nothing coming off. So perfect. I would say yes, this is more geared towards combo to oily skins, no doubt, but I think that normal skins and even slightly drier skins, maybe trying it out with a good skincare, a moisturizing skincare, you will probably love this as much as I do, but I think, you know, that's just where I draw the line. I can't speak for you. When it comes to creasing, I was pleasantly surprised. I have a slight bit of creasing on my laugh line here, a bit less here, but still a bit. Nothing on my forehead, but I'm starting to think that my fringe rubs the foundation off. Maybe, I don't know, it feels like there's nothing there, but no creasing either way. But on this area here, the creasing is a lot lighter and it hasn't increased throughout the day. I didn't blot or put any powder. I didn't touch up in any way, shape or form throughout the whole day. So I left this little line here throughout the day to see if it built up, and it stayed the same. Really impressed when it comes to creasing. I think that people over 30, 35, depending when your lines really start to show through, people around that age starting to have more anti-aging concerns, those people will definitely love this foundation if they don't have really dry skin. Is it worth €42.50? Budget aside, because I believe that you should only spend if you can afford it truly, I think this is more worth the €40 price range than, for instance, the NARS previous foundation that I've tried. But of course, this is personal experience and my skin dealing with it, so you may differ in terms of opinion. For me, this is standing tall and worth the money, and I don't even think I can suggest you sort of comparable products, because yes, you have the Maybelline Superstay and the Liquid Coverage by Catrice. Those two are silicone, based, very long wearing, liquid, but give good coverage, really nice foundations, but they are not as elegant as this one, you know? So I'll just have to say, comparable to this, even within the same price range, I haven't found it yet. Maybe the Synchro Skin, but this gives more coverage and looks a bit more perfecting on the skin. The Synchro Skin gives a bit less coverage to the skin, so if you have a lot to cover, you will have to go in with a lot of product. This doesn't need that much, so there you go. Going through my notes, I think I covered everything, thank God. If you have any other doubt, leave it in the comments below. If you have tried this foundation, let me know in the comments below. Let us all know how it went, what went good, what went wrong, what did you like about it, what you didn't like about it. But let us know your skin type and the type of foundations that usually work for you, because we're all different. Not everybody is going to like the same things, although I think a huge amount of people will probably love this one. Just saying. Thank you for being there. If you haven't, please do subscribe if you enjoy my videos, and if you like to spend time with me in a way, do share my channel with other people that you think may be interested in what I have to say. And thank you for spending your time on me, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!